On day 10 of the Great Pandemic Road Trip, we find ourselves in some of Colorado's great small towns. Starting in Ouray, we go up to Monarch Crest, stop by Colorado's largest body of water, take in the surf in Salida, and end the day in the mineral hot springs of Mount Princeton. Well, we're here at the St. Elmo Hotel, and I wanted to show you our room because it is full of really great design touches.
Like me. We have the king-size bed, which honestly spoils you and becomes a must after a while. And everything is Victorian style, ornated. And it has this whole area here where you can lounge. You know, most hotel rooms just have a bed. But here, you can feel like a Victorian gentleman. Down the lobby is very, very posh looking. But the best part, I think, was the breakfast room and the breakfast, where everybody was in a good mood and there were some ladies cooking for everybody, and it just felt like the good old days before the world ceased to function. We spent all day on the San Juan Skyway, which is an extremely scenic road and everyone should really come and enjoy it. It has so much around it, like many trails begin straight from downtown. It has a river here downtown and a waterfall beginning right outside of town. And a perimeter trail that can take you up on top of these gorges and to the waterfall. But that's not all. It also right there has the hot spring and the pool complex.
It just reopened yesterday, I think.
It did. Unfortunately, it opens at 12 each day. So that's a good thing actually, because right now it's chilly and shaded here in the gorge.
Yeah.
But after 12 it opens and there are heated pools and they go up to 100 degrees. I like how around here they commemorate their past a lot. And here in the main park in town they have some mining equipment. It's really cool, the mining cart. The downtown is in the National Historic Register and our hotel was as well. And inside is a restaurant called the Bon Ton, which also is a historic site. And it has been there since the 19th century. So now we're gonna continue down the byway to a place called Montrose. And then we're taking our turn to our next destination. We're at the biggest water body in Colorado and been driving along it for quite a while. However, there's no gas and we're running out, so we need to ask the ranger where the gas is before we go bust and get stranded out here.
Not only is there no gas, but there's also no cell phone reception. We really have not seen a legit gas station in a while, which is a little worrisome, but hopefully that means that we're not far away from one. But yeah, down there is part of the lake. We've been driving along it. It actually looks really amazing. A lot of RVs out here and boats.
I talked to the ranger and she said this is a popular place for fishermen primarily, and in the back there are many trail systems. But the nearest gas is 15 miles away in a town this way, so we have to get it. Here's the road trip mobile, ever faithful. Found gas in the town of Gunnison. Water and gas, all day, every day. Been a long climb, steady climbing pretty much from Montrose way down in the valley, and we got to 11,300, the highest elevation we've been so far, here at Monarch Pass. This is the so-called Continental Divide, which is the geographic middle of the North American continent. That's what's special about this place. After Monarch Pass, we arrived in the town of Salida, or Salida, like they may call it here.
Salida.
Salida. Salida is in Spanish, right. But when I said that, the bartender corrected me and said Salida.
Oh.
And we know absolutely nothing about it. So we'll have to find out what there is to do here. I booked it as a transit stop for us to stay tonight until we head to the mountains west of Denver. Colorado's very serious about the masks, which is good. They don't let you go into places without them. And we just forgot them in the car, so we gotta get them. I like how here they have a big wall of honors.
The honor roll. Honor roll exists after school here, apparently. Which isn't a bad idea, really.
I would very much like to be honored. Ooh, they're not holding that steadily. I like cities with walking zones. Nobody's too terrified of the Rona here.
Reminds me a bit of Pendleton, but nicer.
Yeah, it's got more business. One thing we're noticing is that Colorado's small towns are consistently more lively and less dilapidated than Washington's. Apparently the town of Salida is famous for its art galleries and art altogether, and they've even painted their concrete blocks in their walking zone very nicely. Here's the concrete block art here. I like this one, it's mushroom turtles. And this one is a very characteristic Colorado scenery. And this one is flowers and hands. Here is one of those fluffy cows from Iceland, and another Colorado scenery. Much better when you paint these things, because some places have them and they're really unsightly.
Like chops?
Yeah.
Jazz?
Or whatever. Wow, a blue relic. Tonight is shaping up like an easygoing night at a small town in America.
I feel very sleepy today, even though I've had like 2 coffees.
Well, we just climbed up to 11,000 feet again.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Yeah, we're still fighting the elevation sickness. What we're gonna do in a minute here, to see the town better, is actually climb the town. There's a hill there, if you see it on the picture, where there's a spiral road, and then you get to see the whole area from the top, right there. So the drive, you can see the road spiraling, and there's a river walk down the river, which we're gonna take. Here's the local river. Ooh. There are rapids downtown. Colorado is the beginning of so many great rivers, like the Rio Grande, the Colorado, and apparently the Arkansas. Apparently this river that runs right through downtown is actually known for rafting, and there's a group of them here practicing going upstream. Oh, I've never seen that before.
Never?
Not on a river.
I've seen it, I don't remember exactly where, but I've seen it in some other towns before. And yeah, it looks really, really fun. There's a lot of ways to enjoy the river, enjoy water. And yeah, you don't need an ocean and big waves to be able to surf.
Apparently not. I didn't expect to find this here. It was quite dry on arrival.
Yeah.
And turns out they're surfing.
Oh yeah.
This was pretty interesting. So we came here brazenly, being kind of happy-go-lucky attitude, and right as we got on top, a huge storm started, and it started blowing off a bicycle off the mountain and even making the car sway a bit, and we were right on top of the mountain at the same time, so it was pretty scary.
The thing is, we don't know what storms are like in this area, so it was actually quite risky of us to be like, hey, let's go up there and see what it's like, because it could be that their storms are insane, and you know, we got a little taste of that with the wind pushing our car around.
It was extremely strong wind, and it's still strong wind, it's just not as strong as that moment, and hopefully it doesn't arrive again. So now it's not raining that much anymore. We survived the storm, which lasted a grand total of like 6 minutes. So we stumbled upon some hidden gem here in the mountains near Salida, and it's a historic bathhouse right on the river, and hot springs also.
There was another like spa or bathhouse like closer to town, but the problem is that it's indoors, which is probably great for the winter time, but for right now we'd rather be outside. Alright, so if you were wondering how bathhouses or spas are adjusting to the restrictions, this is also the same in that other one, the other bathhouse that we saw. They're opening the pools, but you can't use the locker rooms or the showers. So you have to change in your car, come back out, and then enjoy them. I guess they give you a towel.
I hope so.
Because you forgot to bring your towel.
I should have watched South Park.
You didn't listen to Towel.
Which is from here.
Alright, we made it. There are only 2 pools open. You can normally get into the river too, which I think would be really nice because that would be like your cold blast. But now we're in like the medium heated pool and it feels amazing.
Yeah, right on the river in the mountain, and the mountain is there. It's like mountain tourism at its finest. And we have our own little corner here, we're isolated.
Feels good. So yeah, Mount Princeton. Amazing. This wasn't even planned, believe it or not. We just kind of Googled it.
Like an hour ago. It's really important to have off days or recovery days, so you don't kind of erode or exhaust your ability to enjoy things.
Especially since we're filming, so we're like working too, so it's like, yeah, it's been a lot, and then every day we've been doing stuff, so
yeah,
we need a break after a while.
It's at least 12-hour days. We had a feel here of this warm pool. It's so nice.
Yes, I went into the really hot one too for a little bit. Feels even better.
Oh,
but
so
you do
nice.
want to limit your time. Don't spend too much time in there because I have fainted in these pools before.
Yeah, and also they can undermine your health, like your blood pressure and things, because they have high mineral content and high heat. So you want to dose it, and this was lukewarm, and I don't think it's that mineral. So, and the coolest thing is this right here. You're actually on this awesome river, and the river can also be open and also heats up too. Some hot water flows into it, so you can be there and cool off and also warm up, whatever you want to do. Well, I just drove a crazy road here with Susie, and it was pretty scary for us because we're not quite Colorado people. And at some point it says, truckers, don't be fooled, 4 more miles of steep grade.
I appreciated their sense of humor there, but oh my god, that was scary.
For reference, here are the elevations of the peaks we're seeing in the distance. 11,000, 14,000, 14,000, 12,000, 11, 10, 13, 13, 9, 10. We're strolling through Breckenridge, and it seems like they mostly just reopened all the things here.
Sounds like, yeah, June 1st is when things started to reopen. And actually the resort here isn't open until July 4th.